Lock in. Chat, this also just dropped. We can look at the new win rates from Season 5, which is ending, obviously, Friday with 5.5. For Quick Play PC, Gambit is the most picked character in the game right now, and it's not close. Oh my god, it's not close. And the win rate is a little bit above 50% in Quick Play. This is actually a very good sign, I think, in my opinion, because there's arguments back and forth between what supports should be in this game. Should they be healbot, quote-unquote, characters? Should they be damage dealers, etc.? Or do people just want to have a fun kit? I think Gambit's probably the most fun support kit they've dropped in a very long time. Maybe Invis is the only one that, obviously, post-launch was... I mean, really haven't had many supports get dropped, to be fair. But I think a lot of people had fun. And comparing it to the previous seasons, I don't think Daredevil was the most picked. I don't think Angela was the most picked. I don't think Phoenix was the most picked. I don't think Blade was the most picked. Emma might have been the most picked. But like they were like in Quick Play at least, none of the new characters were the most played. It was almost always still like Mag, Strange, Invis, Luna, whatever. So that is actually, I think, a good sign. Mag's up next. Invis, Emma, Jeff always holds strong, especially in Quick Play. Angela's actually creeped up pretty far on this list. Penny, Cloak, Strange, Venom. Oh wow, they've fallen a lot. And then when we finally get to some DPS, which is always Moon Knight, almost always. Rocket actually is falling down quite a bit, but his win rate's obviously super high. This again is only Quick Play. The Spidey players are all in Quick Play, but it gives you always a good idea of like who do people find the most fun characters to play. And Torch, even in Quick Play, just ain't getting played because people aren't killing anything. It's funny, Storm almost never really, like, always has one of the lowest pick rates in the game, even if she has a good win rate. The only reason I think Torch is even lower is because he's just so buns. He's just Omega buns. BP actually is down here at 2%. That's actually kind of nuts. All right, let's look into some competitive pick rates across all ranks. Number 1 is Gambit. Not actually surprised about that at all. A little bit above 50% win rate. I actually would have thought it was higher. Magneto is the second most picked tank in the game, or sorry, the number 1 most picked tank in the game, second most picked overall, barely at a 50% win rate. So if you don't remember the last few seasons, Mag has actually been a negative win rate. Hang on, I gotta solve a puzzle for TikTok because it says I'm AFK. Anyways, let's move on. Invis is the most picked support, followed by Cloak, both with negative win rates across all ranks. Surprising. I think Invis would probably be pretty high when you get up there. Cloak's not that surprising. Strange, the second most picked tank in the game, negative win rate. Emma, actually, third most picked, also negative win rate. And then we always have the Rocket Raccoon, which is just, for some reason, always this guy has the insane win rate across all ranks. And even separated by individual ones, it typically, he's always a number 1 or number 2. Jeff's win rate's actually fallen quite significantly. He's well into the negative now. Winter Soldier, Bucky, well into the negative. Luna Snow across all ranks is a 43% win rate. It was already in the negative the last season or two, but it looks like it's fallen off a cliff. Close to a 40% win rate is atrocious. Atrocious for a character. And then you look at Penny Parker, who's gotten some buffs. I think that's the highest win rate in the game. 58%, almost back to 60 where she was before. God damn. Groot, negative. Thor, barely positive. Scrolling down here, Angela's got a 55 across all ranks. Squirrel Girl actually has come up a little bit. I think it was like 42 last season, so a little bit of improvement. Psylocke around the 50. I'm assuming when you go by rank, this will probably be a little higher. Sorry, I'm looking mostly at win rates, but I always had them stated or separated by pick rate. I realized that was stupid. Top win rates across all ranks. Penny, Magic always is like number 1 or number 2. Daredevil actually number 3, holding strong. Rocket always is like number 1 or number 2 for some reason. Storm, even though it has a horrible pick rate, still has a really strong win rate. Oh, wait, this is new. Across all ranks, Mr. Fantastic has a 50... By the way, this is PC, not console. Console, Mr. Fantastic actually typically has a really high win rate, comparatively. 54% win rate. You know what? Actually, I'm curious, really quick, console. Is that actually higher? It's about the same. Wow. It's actually about the same, but he's much higher on the list overall. Like, he still has a 54, but he's now top 5 as opposed to top 7. So, fantastic across all ranks. He's jumped up there. Looking a little further down, BP still holding a 52% win rate. I'm assuming this is mostly in the metal ranks, but we'll see. Hawkeye's jumped up to a 52. Hela's still holding a little. Actually, Hela's gone up. Hela was like 49 last season, so the Hela buffs have definitely impacted her. Gambit is, wow. Gambit's still only 51%. Cap is about a solid 50. Okay, let's start going by rank, shall we? Celestial and above. Celestial and above, Penny Parker jumps to a almost 60% win rate. 60% win rate in Celestial and above. Holy. Daredevil with a 55. Mantis with a 53. Angela with the 53. Loki, the second highest win rate support in the game, 53. And I see it. I told you guys when I saw, we've been seeing recently that people, a lot of the really high ranks, people are playing Loki every game. And so you have Loki Gambit, you actually just run the lobby. If you have a good Loki player, your team just wins every time. It's actually crazy. Wolverine makes his return, the second highest win rate DPS in the game. Rocket still holds strong at number 3. Groot getting much more value in the higher ranks. It's funny, you see the synergy where Groot and Wolverine both have about the 53% win rate when they actually counter each other. Or Groot gets countered by Wolverine, but Groot now has the wall, so he can use the wall to keep himself from getting kidnapped. So there's actually a nice little battle ruin there. Magic falls off a little, down to 52. Cap is at 52, Salak's at a 52. No surprise on these two. They're a little bit higher than the average. Mr. Fantastic, even in Celestial above, holding a nice strong 51. Gambit's down here at 50%, but look at how high his pick rate is. I'm assuming in most of these games, he's either getting played or banned. So because of that, it ends up looking like a 50% win rate because he's always going to be played or banned. This one's a little bit more of like a not sure. Magneto, though, I don't think gets banned as often. This is just Mag is played every game. So because he's played every game, he's going to win a game and he's going to lose a game. So 50-50, not too surprising. Star-Lord's getting played a good amount. Phoenix, actually. Whoa. I didn't realize how high Phoenix's pick rate had jumped up. So Phoenix obviously is lower than Hela, but Hela's banned a lot of times. So because Hela's banned quite often, Phoenix ends up getting a lot of play. Like, for example, Hela only has an 8% pick rate this season, but a 51% win rate. And Phoenix has a 15% pick rate, double, because Hela's constantly banned. Invis, arguably, I think, is the second strongest support in the game right now. 49% win rate. Obviously, either getting played a lot or banned a lot. So this is almost similar to Gambit, where it's close to 50-50. Spidey's win rates come up a little bit, getting played more often as well. Emma down here in the negative. Getting played almost every game, I'm assuming. 18% win rate is up there. We'll look at win rate or pick rates in a second. Thor has fallen off quite a little bit, I felt that as well. At the highest rank, Hawkeye actually isn't dominating win rate wise, but I think that's because Dive can really kind of shut him down. But if you're beyond like the really high ranks, like Celestial above, he gets tons of value. I still think he's super strong. Let's scroll down here. Thing is worst tank in the game still. Yep, Thing is still the worst tank in the game, win rate wise and pick rate wise. Luna down here at the 43. Jesus. All right, so remember how BP has like a 52% win rate right now across all ranks? This is Celestial above, 42%. So at the higher ranks, people know how to deal with BP right now. He just gets absolutely annihilated. I know Gus is Borkin. I have to keep him in here though because there's people in the house. Otherwise, he'd let his devil out. I know he's not happy about it, but like you got to do what you got to do. He'll be okay. BP and Scarlet Witch having a similar win rate in Celestial above is kind of hilarious. Cloak and Dagger has the second lowest win rate in the game. Holy shit. Remember when we were making our tier list and I was like telling you guys I didn't think Cloak was as good, but like still decent. And it was like Mag is so strong now that's like you just don't play Cloak. Dude, what's happened to Cloak and Dagger? Invis is 10 times better. Gambit's 100 times better. People have learned how to play Loki more. And the really high ranks, Mantis gets played a lot. Actually, the sauce is in the really high ranks. It's actually Mantis, Loki, Invis / Gambit. That's like the sauce right now. And so there isn't a place for her. And then they play Mag all the time. So she gets just nuked. Squirrel Girl, Ultron, Black Widow. Wow, this bottom 4 is crazy. So Ultron obviously is horrible. Widow is obviously horrible. Squirrel Girl is almost always horrible in the high ranks. And then Cloak and Dagger. Like if you looked at like this list right here, it'd be like the reverse meme of the clowns and like the clown and the bunch of like soldier guys, except it's all the clowns and one soldier. Cloak being down here is kind of crazy. Quick look at pick rates. No surprise. Mag, Invis, Gambit, Rocket, Emma, Phoenix, Soldier, Winter Soldier, BP. I mean, not Soldiers, Winter Soldier, BP, sorry. Psylocke, Strange, Groot, Angela. Luna still gets played a ton, even though it doesn't win many games. Crazy. All right, let's jump down to GM, see how much it changes. Doesn't look like it changed. In GM, Penny Parker has a 61% win rate. Holy mother of... How about, hang on, how about Luna's bottom 4 in GM? Honestly, not surprised. All the GM players these days are either like people that are coming up the ladder and they just haven't, like, they're not that good yet, or they're the wash players who still think that they can just pick whatever they thought used to be strong and win games. So, like, they play a lot of a lot of that. Okay, next, Diamond, 61% win rate for Penny. Everything else looks pretty similar. Platinum. Gold. Mr. Fantastic slips back up on gold. Silver. Oh, he's gone even higher. How about bronze? Okay, it's about the same. All right, let's look at console really quick. It's console, Celestial and above. Actually looks very similar to the PC one, except Captain America is a little bit higher. And Fantastic, where is he? Wow, Fantastic's a negative win rate on console and Celestial above. Hold up. What about all? Okay, so then he's back to the 54. Interesting. No shit. All right, back to PC. What else do we want to look at really quick? I guess we just look at console GM. Yeah, Penny's just dominating. Holy shit. Mantis has such a good win rate, but not a high pick rate. It's actually crazy. Same thing with Penny, though. Penny only has a 3.5% or 3.25% pick rate. Although Daredevil's is also low because he's getting banned a lot. Like on PC, Celestial and above, he's only got a 3.5% pick rate because he's banned every game. Who's the bottom strategist this season? Across all ranks, all competitive, it's Ultron, not close. Yeah, it's Ultron. Actually, it is kind of close. Cloak and Dagger is not that far behind. Celestial above. Wait, no, that was Celestial above. Sorry. Across all ranks, I didn't hit the button. I'm an idiot. Wait, no, I did. Wait, what? Across all ranks. Across all ranks on PC, the lowest win rate support is actually Luna Snow. It's not even Ultron. Ultron has a 49% win rate across all ranks. It's Luna Snow with the second lowest win rate in the entire game. But next, in between Human Torch and Black Widow. Holy fall off. How about Luna on console? Across all ranks on console? Yeah, console's the exact same, except Black Widow has a Black Widow across all ranks on console is a 30% win rate. Guys, wrap it up. Guys, wrap it up. It's time to rework this character, right? It's time. Wrap this shit up. Luna Snow has a 43% win rate, second lowest win rate in the whole game, lowest of support by far. Same smushed in between Human Torch and Black Widow. What a generational fall off. Actually, generational fall off. Hold on, let's just check. I don't know, PC Diamond. Oh my god, it's the same thing. In Diamond on GM PC, or sorry, Diamond PC, 42% win rate. Second lowest in the game, only ahead of Black Widow. Dude, Luna fell off a cliff. I told you guys. Remember I told you guys that every time I got a game with a Luna player on my team, I was stressing and I was like, we're gonna lose. And I kept telling you guys that, like, I just have this feeling that, like, Luna's horrendous every time. The data shows true. The data shows true. Except in GM, it's actually Ultron. Not too surprised in that one. And I think Celestial as well. It's Ultron. Yeah. So at least when you get up to the really highest rank, people, like, know how to play her a little bit more. Like, to maximize her kit fully, but it's not by much. We're talking 43% versus these two just having 40 and 37. So it's a slight increase in Celestial above, but not a crazy increase. That's wild. I think Ultron got a bit higher data than he should in quick play. Wait, what's he got in quick play? Let me see. You think he's getting... Oh, he's got a 50... I mean, this isn't that actually surprising. If I bet... Hang on, let me go look. Competitive, bronze. I bet Ultron actually has a close to a 50% win rate or higher. Yep. So in bronze, Ultron has a 53% win rate. The reason why you see this is because a lot of bronze players especially can't shoot up. They can't look up. A lot of flyers dominate in these ranks, and also BP. BP has a 53% win rate in bronze, but in Celestial above PC, he's like 42 or 41%. So a lot of the characters that are like especially flying around get a lot more value. Silver, it probably drops off a little bit. Yep. So he drops down to 51, and then if you go to gold, I bet it drops even lower. Where is he? Oh, here he is, 49. So like bronze, silver, that's where he has a positive win rate. And then once you hit gold, he falls off a cliff. So then the same logic can apply to quick play, where people, like a lot of the casual players are going to be playing, they don't look up. So it's going to be a higher win rate. So if that's why, if you're confused with why Ultron is there, it's actually not that surprising. Where the flyers get a lot of value. So there you go, though. That is the hero hot list for season 5.0. All right, let me unmute alerts.